morning. Good afternoon.
Good evening. Shai did the first two because I'm celebrating this episode with a little piece of chocolate. And coffee with some heavy cream that I frothed up, and Shai hadn't brought it up to me. Welcome to being here.
Yes, celebrating decadence.
Now, I know that this airs
Just before Christmas.
and so we're in the midst of the holiday season, regardless of whether it's Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, all the things, getting ready for the end of the year. And you can wait until the day
To celebrate
or you can celebrate being you
right now.
and right here, including all the incompletions you might have. Like some of you may have the packages to wrap or send or purchase or things to do, and you may be kicking yourself for not having it gotten done already. Let's just put everything down, be here and listen to each other and celebrating being ourselves, however we are, high energy, low energy, well, ill, all the dichotomies of life. Let's just allow ourselves
To be or not to be. That is the question.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I love you.
Well, thank you.
Well, I love, but I'm celebrating having you in my life, Shai. I am so blessed.
Thank you, dear.
Really.
It's a mutual thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm wealthy. And I'm not talking about the stuff I have either.
You know what I love?
What do you love?
That whilst I'm doing something in the kitchen, you'll go over and wash a pan or a pot that I was about to wash, so it gets done without my doing anything.
But, part of that is just not thinking about how to do life right, but looking and seeing what
needs to be done and doing it.
Life requests of you things like, dirty dish. I also I've found something a lot lately.
Yes.
Is if you're doing something in the kitchen and I want to be there with you, I join in wholeheartedly to whatever the tasks we're in the midst of, as though they were my tasks to begin with. And then they're not like tasks, they're just like the next thing to do. And then washing a dish that you've just finished using, or a pan, it's like relationship, intimacy, not a chore.
Right, not
it's
work.
an opportunity to be able to
hang out together,
the same room together. It's life is good.
Yep.
Life is good in my head right now.
That's only because we don't have secrets with each other.
That is true.
Only because we don't have lists of things that I think you did wrong or you think I did wrong, or what would make us a better something. It's because we are allowing each other to be. And when you allow something to be, it allows you to be you, the way you are, rather than try to fit some model or schematic of how you're supposed to operate into life.
Well, let's talk secrets for a minute, because it occurs to me, you say that, if I were to keep a secret from you, it would be because whatever that thought was, or that action I took or didn't take, I was judging. Yes. If I'm hard on myself, or I think there's something wrong with me that I need to be secretive of, then I'm going to hide it from you. So if I have the thought, oh man, Shai, he did XYZ wrong, and I hide that, or if I think I did XYZ wrong and I hide that, then suddenly the list grows. And you and I have been fortunate enough to say, hey, I had this thought and it wasn't kind, or I did this thing and I'm judging myself, where there's a certain neutrality to listening, where it's safe for us to relate anything to each other.
Right. To express ourselves without fear of reprisal or judgment.
Would it be okay with you today if you listened to the content of this show without fear that you will need to be hard on yourself as a result. You just let go of it and allow yourself to be here fully you, warts and all, real or imagined. Because I really think most people have more imagined than real. I just flashed, there was a woman up in Kingston, New
I
York,
flashed on the same woman
who
in a city office there. When
yes,
we
in
lived
the
up there.
Department of Motor Vehicles,
Yep.
and she must have had some kind of disease where she had warts on her hands, her face, everything that was showing, her neck, you know, like hundreds and hundreds of them. And I was always so impressed that she could just be here and be with us, warts and all, and those were real ones.
Those were real ones.
The ones most of us have are ones that we blow out of
Imaginary.
proportion, blow out of.
Blow out of proportion
Thank you, my
to
friend.
their reality.
Yeah.
Okay,
How about we take our first guest?
let's.
Let's celebrate with Claire. Welcome to being here. Tell people where you're zooming in from.
Hi, Ariel and Shia. This is Claire, and I'm zooming in from Waldorf, Maryland.
Welcome to being here.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. I find myself feeling a little nervous right now as I log into the Zoom. Yeah, and I'm not sure what my question is. I guess I was thinking about celebrating.
Mhm.
And I was thinking that when I read the show title, I just immediately had this response of like, oh, like, what do I have to celebrate? What? Like, why would? And then I also had the idea, I just immediately flashed on all the things that I feel like I need to be, because the description of the show says celebrate who you are, I think, or something like that.
Celebrate being you.
Yeah, celebrate being you. So yeah, I was just thinking, I don't think I celebrate being me so much as have like an agenda or a list of all the things that I need to be or do. Yeah, and I was just listing them off in my head.
Here, that makes you normal. Yeah, I think you're very normal with that. Most people think they need to do things or be certain ways.
I can celebrate me when I get a relationship. I can celebrate me when I get a job, make more money, get a home, have a baby, get my degree, etc. Now, what makes you exceptional is that you could actually see that you have the idea that you need to do something or be something before you can celebrate. Holy guacamole. You're actually able to see that you've been embedded with that concept. And now you're at a choice point. And it's a moment-to-moment choice point. I can dive into I need to be better, or I can notice I have the idea I need to be better.
And be okay being you the way you are right now.
Including the idea that you need to be better.
Wow, that's really cool.
Well, you know, Claire, all it takes is courage. The courage to keep stepping into you as you are, moment by moment, and discover who you are, not who you've been told to be, or you've tried to achieve via the system that we all grow up in, but discover who you are in this moment.
I remember being back in the 80s, I was volunteering at the company actually that Shai worked for. I was being a volunteer, and there was one woman there who's a manager of mine in this volunteer program. I don't even remember her name now. I remember at least vaguely what she looks like. And I came upon her in the bathroom one day. We'd both come out of the bathroom stalls and we were washing our hands. And I remember saying to her, when I'm around you, I get nervous. And I said to her, I believe there's something about you that you're okay with that I have also, but I'm not willing to step into it yet. It's something I judge about myself. And she looked at me and nodded and said, yes, I think that's true. And walked off. And I realized that, when you say you get nervous coming on Zoom, you've been on lots of Zooms with us. You've been on the podcast. You've been on the Living Made Easy on Demand videos. You come regularly to seminars. I have a feeling there's some greatnesses that are revealing themselves to you about yourself, things that you generally admire in other people, and you're not sure you want to step into them yet.
Wow, that is so astute, because I've also been feeling lately that I feel like I have the keys to well-being or to living in the moment, but sometimes I feel like it's more comfortable or more safe to be upset and to think that everything stinks, if you will.
That's great.
Well, you definitely fit in with a lot more people if you live that reality of life stinks. And if you're like most people, there's at least a period of time in our lives where taking the posture of life stinks or I'm upset was really a way we got attention from other people.
Oh, okay.
If you look at most people's lives, we are raised in a psychological paradigm, and people need attention. And so they get that attention through being upset because, if you look at when you were a kid, if you were just playing, you got no attention. If you hurt yourself and got a boo-boo, oh, poor baby Claire. Oh, here, let me kiss your boo-boo.
You're sick. Okay, I'm going to stay home with you and give you some love.
Yeah. So you got more attention for being hurt or upset
or inept
than you did for being brilliant.
I can't do this math project.
Yeah, I mean, definitely when I would get sick when I was little, yeah, my mom was like so sweet to me. I do remember that.
Exactly. So they trained you to stay sick.
Well, in a way, you trained yourself also, because I guarantee you, when you weren't sick, you probably donned that thing that you see with young kids where they're like, I can do it. I can do it. Don't treat me like a baby. But when you were sick, you were vulnerable and you let your mom's sweetness shine through.
Yeah, it really did. I'm just remembering like, oh, she's so sweet. And yeah, that's embarrassing.
Your mom's still alive, yes?
Yes.
And she is still so sweet.
I guarantee you, she's still so sweet. It's only whether or not you let her manifest that sweetness around you.
Yeah.
Because our attitudes and
we can discourage
our judgments.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, I think I definitely have been doing that. Actually, it's funny you say that because I haven't really been like having in too much of a fight with my mom lately, but I feel like I've been in a fight with my dad lately. And just, I haven't been thinking.
I fight with any of them.
Oh, I don't know.
But if you fight with your dad, you are fighting with your mom, because basically you're stressing him,
and her,
which stresses that relationship. Having been on the receiving end of a child fighting with her father, I feel the stress of that position when it's happened, even though it may not be aimed at me.
Oh, wow. That's a really good point. Unfortunately, that didn't occur to me so much. Yeah.
Well, my dear, only things occur to you the only thing that occurs to you is what occurs to you.
Mhm.
The-
Yeah.
Anything outside that reality does not occur.
Mhm.
But if you're in the midst of an upset or in a fight with your dad, for instance, then that predominates in your thought process, and you don't see that your mom is affected by how you're relating to your dad.
Mhm.
But I wonder why one needs to fight with one's mother or father in order to avoid feeling, period, avoid feeling. Because see, if you're in a fight with your dad, then you don't have to feel vulnerable. You don't have to feel as though you're not sure how to go about making choices in life that support your well-being.
I see you getting emotional. What's happening?
Oh, just when Shia said avoid feeling, yeah, I just had a flashback to this time when before the intimacy seminar, when I was allowing myself to feel things that I feel like I've been programmed to think it's bad to feel certain ways, or just in general to feel bad feelings. So,
What makes a
yeah,
feeling
just
a
really
bad
struck.
feeling? Claire, what makes a feeling a bad feeling?
Well, just like one that says I'm not, happy, for example, or
That's not a
anything
feeling,
that would
that's
say,
a thought.
oh, that's true. That's true. I guess one that would cause me to have that thought or deduce that thought. Like, yeah.
But my friend, I think you've got it in reverse. We have a thought that goes by that we hold on to as if it's true, like I'm not good enough, or nobody likes me, or some negative thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we hold on to it. We listen to it as if it's not just a thought going by, but as if it's us telling us the truth. And then you can generate a whole series of emotional responses following that thought.
So the thought generates the feelings,
Oh, okay.
but they're not real feelings, they're thought generated feelings.
You've been on seminars now where I know you've know the difference. Like every once in a while, somebody come on and say, I've just my dad is in the hospital, or my mother just died, or and they have sadness, and you can feel the sadness, and it's interlaced with love and intimacy, and that feeling. And then like this morning, because we're recording this on a Saturday afternoon, there was a woman who came on who'd been fighting with her husband, and she started crying. But she was feeling sorry for herself that she was in that situation. So the tears didn't strike me in the same way as when somebody's genuinely sad.
You shake your head, but this is
sorry.
audio, so speak up, Olivia.
Sorry, I was gonna say I know that feeling so well. It's like the feeling sorry for yourself and like putting yourself into this moment of like, oh, like, or look at me, I'm the hero in this very sad novel or something.
Yes.
I have a question. Did you ever, what was that, with Snidely Whiplash and Nell, and I'll save you, Nell. And she's like, oh, and they kept tying her to the tracks. We've been programmed by cartoons to, oh, please save me. When you did that, it reminded me of that cartoon I used to watch as a kid.
Yeah. Anyway, but yes, I do know that feeling. I feel like that's part of the feeling that's like comfortable for me somehow, because I feel like in a weird way, I'm winning if I can be like this tragic figure or something. I know that sounds funny.
It doesn't sound funny. It sounds very normal.
And it really sounds as if you're coming up on that place where all of us come up to as we're looking at living our lives and transformation, where you recognize that is a type of trip you play, the feeling sorry for yourself, and then you have a choice. And sometimes you choose one thing, sometimes you choose another, but it really is a choice about how you want to
Live your life
Live your
going
life.
forward.
Wow.
It's really about stepping into your life and then going for it rather than kidding yourself, rather than being a dilettante with your life, but actually engage in it like it's your life.
Yeah.
You know, where you make choices that are your choices.
Yeah, I really like that. Yeah, it
Well,
makes me feel excited.
liking it is one thing. The idea of it is great. But the reality of stepping into your choice moment by moment, that's where life begins, rather than thinking about life. That's where you're living your life, when you're making your choices, knowing that there's a part of you that's afraid.
I recall back when you and I lived at the meditation center in Italy, early on in our marriage and early on in our
Relationship,
our relationship and in looking at our lives. And I recall having a conversation with someone similar to what you're talking about today, Claire, where you can see the comfortability of maintaining the feeling sorry for yourself or
well, it's been a friend.
It
It's
has
been
been a
around for a
friend.
long time. You know, you can count on it. It's going to be there to say, "Oh, poor Bubby, I know how
that's
rough
right.
life
It's
is."
been your best friend for a long time. It's not like oh man, I got to get rid of that thing. That thing has really saved you from having scary moments, from being
having to
alone.
confront
It's
dating,
all
having to
sorts of
confront
things.
anything that you didn't want to confront. You just had a conversation with yourself and said, "No, you know, you don't really need to put yourself in such a position."
And I
Oh
remember,
my God, you guys are so brilliant. Sorry, I just have to get that in there.
well, selber, as they say in
Germany.
German, or it takes one
Next
to
one
know
to no
one.
one.
I recall at that time being frightened that if I stepped with regularity into being the
Responsible party in your life.
yeah, or being into my greatness, that I would be suddenly lonely or different or weird. And I remember the person saying to me, there's a whole bunch of people waiting for you to step over that line, and they will welcome you. It's almost like a magical world. I remember in the movie Field of Dreams, where
Oh, I love that movie.
yes, the Kevin Costner character can see all of these
Baseball players.
baseball players from the past who come out and they play baseball regularly. And his brother-in-law, I think it's his brother-in-law, is like, what are you doing? You're going to lose the farm. This is crazy. And then all of a sudden, there's a moment where the brother-in-law goes, where did they all come from?
Oh my gosh.
And it's like that. It's like
they've been here all along.
There's a world of people living well-being, and they've been here all along. And all it takes is you stepping into your own, and you see them.
Wow. That's really cool.
So we celebrate you. It was a treat being with you today. Thank you for joining us and being a guest.
Oh, it's wonderful to be with you guys too. Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Yes.
It's that time.
The time for what?
Our listener feedback spotlight.
What is that?
Well, I'm so proud of the people who listen to this show. And now we get to hear from one or more of them about what's happening in their lives with transformation by listening to this podcast and
what they've discovered about life, what they've discovered about their lives, that they are experiencing fun in their lives.
And that they want to share it with you.
Yeah.
This is Ursula in St. Gallen, Switzerland. And who would have thought that life was beautiful it didn't matter if it was a good day or a bad day, but it just keeps unfolding, and each moment has so much potential to fill me up with life. Thanks to transformation.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shire's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
Check the schedule for the next Living Made Easy seminars as we're recording this before the schedule is totally set. Although we do know that Monday, January 2nd and Tuesday, January 3rd are the Transformation in the New Year special events. Also, our January seminar for the first virtual weekend
is Transformational Time and Project Management, and that is January 7th and 8th.
Why not start the new year transforming your ability to play with projects and be effective, productive, and satisfied at the same time, rather than come from you're a mess and you need to get your life together.
Right, where you have to make resolutions to do it differently this year.
Costa Rica 2023 is happening. There's still a few weeks left. If you are hearing this short dated and you want to come, we can have it work. However, you will need to attend a weekend seminar if you haven't in this past year. And so Transformational Time and Project Management is your chance. If you want to find out about any and all of our seminars and to register, go to
transformationmadeeasy.com.
And from there, we're going to
jump to a conversation with Katya.
welcome to being here, Katya. Tell people where you're zooming in from.
Hello, Ariel and Shaya. I'm zooming in from Hamburg, Germany, and I'm Katja, yes.
Well, thank you for coming to celebrate with us today.
Yes, that's really lovely. And it was such a good conversation you just had with Claire. So I'm so much looking forward already to hear this, because there was so much content, and that was so meaningful to me.
Well, you know what's fun about being a guest on Being Here? We record them in advance, so you get to hear it while we're recording it, and then you can play it again and hear it when it's released.
Yeah, I love that. I really love that so much. Yeah. And I really also love the title. The question which came up that, well, am I really allowing myself to celebrate me? Because there's a hidden sentence like, you are sometimes too much to people, or that's what I got. And so how can I...
old were you when you first told yourself that you are too much for people?
Tone it down, Katya. You're too much.
How old were you first time you told yourself that?
It's hard to remember.
Just take a stab at it.
Pardon?
Take a guess.
Well, actually, when I grow up, I think, or probably 10. Or not. Well, actually, I do not know.
10's
That's a good
time.
enough number.
You're like prepubescent. You're trying to do your life right, be like the other girls.
Fit in, not say something or do something that will embarrass you too much.
Wear the right clothes. Can I wear makeup yet?
Oh, that's really cool. I've never thought in this direction. It's but it's
Funny,
It
Katya.
happens at a very young age.
I was telling Shaya that just a couple of days ago. I have a whole bunch of really brightly colored clothing. and I love this clothing. And some of it is tie-dyed. I was really happy that the tie-dye came back into vogue a couple of years ago. And I bought a-
Tie-dye, what's tie-dye? I'm sorry.
it's like
Multicolored fabric.
Okay.
sometimes they have like the swirly pattern on them from back when I was young. You actually did fabric with rubber bands and you dye it in one color and then you take off some of
Yes,
it. You dye
yeah.
another color. So you had multicolored all in one
Super.
thing. In fact, I was telling Shai, I thought we got a white duvet cover recently. I thought, what I could tie dye this.
Good.
And-
Or you could just dye it.
And here's the thing. I sometimes have a pressure when I go out to not look goofy or to not look weird or not look so bright. Like I saw this woman walking by us the other day and she was wearing this beautiful sweater, black pants, black shirt, high heels, and the sweater was long down to her calf and it was a neutral color and it had a great pattern. And I love that look and I love seeing it on her. And sometimes I have a pressure in me to look like that when really I love bright stuff.
Mhm.
And it's like, will they judge me if I dress the way, when I put on, not all the time, but when I see something, I go into the closet and I see a color and I'm like, oh, look at that blue or look at that purple or look at that. Oh, I'm going to wear that today. That feels happy. I have that thing from 10-year-old Ariel wanting the approval of her older sister for wearing clothes that were not baby clothes.
Mhm.
So you got that in there. Now what?
It's really good information because that what you just mentioned, like that I whatever had in my thoughts, and that it is that long time ago that it was implemented, or I don't know if I created that. And this is really gives me a new idea. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you can look and see what you want to wear today and wear it.
Yes. And yeah, exactly. And I do not have to give up ideas. I just, or
Well,
what do you?
I love taking photos. I love coming up with an image after I take the photo, cropping it, playing with it so that I want to stare at that picture, whether it's a deer or a jaguar or I'm looking at my wall, a flower, an eagle, a bee, whatever. And then I adore making cards and finding excuses to send the cards or give the cards away. And people often say to me, oh, do you sell your pictures? And no. I get pleasure just being me, expressing myself the way I love to express me.
Yeah.
You judge yourself for doing some things and also for not doing something.
Yes, that's true.
Well, you might as well judge yourself for doing things rather than not doing things. Because not doing things, you have regrets that you should have. If you go for your life, Katya, you have a life.
Yeah.
Today's,
And you're worth it, my dear.
yes, whatever you invest in.
Yeah, you're worth it.
I mean, today's episode has a picture that says, Dear Santa, define nice. It's a photo of a pillow I took years ago. I think I took that picture in 2015 because it amused me. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. But in that moment, I wanted to take that picture. I'm very happy I have it. But it's all right to invest in you without knowing where it's going or how it will be useful, just because.
If you have the feeling, do it.
Yeah, this goes like into me, like a juice I'm drinking, and goes in every cell of my body. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Reminds me of when Stephanie Strelo did the Survivor show. It was the first Survivor
In Germany,
in Germany, way before the Survivor show became a reality show in the United States. And they were also starving, that in order to film them, they had to give them orange juice first because they were too lethargic to actually, film. And it was like what you're describing about juice. She said when she would drink it, it was like being infused with energy in every cell in her body. When you tell yourself the truth, it's infusing your body with energy.
when you tell yourself your truth,
Yes.
see, you have a truth, and then you have the right answers.
I want to wear this pair of outrageous pants today. Oh, I don't know. Somebody might not like me.
Yes, and sometimes it's not that I cannot feel the truth, or
I don't know that you can. Sometimes you don't want to see your truth.
That's what Claire was talking about. It's not convenient.
No, because your truth might get you on a plane to New York to come and visit us. You know, or get you on a plane to Costa Rica to hang out with us for a couple of weeks.
Or might have you picking up the phone and asking that guy out. Or it might, you just don't know where it's going to lead you. It's not convenient.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you are welcome.
You are so welcome.
It's so cool. Yeah, thank you. Yes, I
Yeah.
started here because I'm.
Oh, mind blown.
Yes, right. Mm-hmm. And it's really so cool. There's a short sequence. I speak with you, and it seems like a lifetime or a long moment, but there's so much, or as you said, I feel myself refreshed and energized and filled with so much wisdom.
It's interesting. Somebody today on the
Living
Made Easy said, can you give us a short idea of what happens in Costa Rica? And we did our best to talk about, what a day might look like. And after we got off the seminar, it occurred to me that most of us don't allow ourselves a period of time that's unstructured. So in a way, we have like the Living Made Easy seminars, or even this conversation with you, we're going to sit down, we're going to talk. I know we have a theme, but we're just going to talk. And when we go to Costa Rica, we're not having to produce anything. We're just being there. And when you say it feels like a long time and suddenly things open, it's like suddenly seeing a tree in your yard that's been there since you moved into the house, but suddenly you see it as if for the first time. All these things you're seeing today, Katja, are here with you. They've been here with you, but it's as if you, Katja, just turned a light on them. And it's inspirational who you are when you really see who you are.
Thank you. Thank you both.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
And, we're moving toward the end of 2022. And I want to thank all our listeners. So I'm thanking you for being a listener, on being here, for investing in your life, celebrating with us. We're wishing you health and well-being and a celebration. Many of us spend this time ahead with family members. So we're wishing you all the very, very best. If you would like to be a guest like Katja was, or if you want to submit what we call a listener spotlight, which is the little self-expression in the middle of the show, of this podcast, you're welcome. Just write into transformationmadeeasy.com/being here and find out how. Next week's episode, we did in honor of the holidays also.
I'm upset. You're upset. Everyone's upset.
We've often found that spending holiday time, no matter how great it is, people have a rebound of being upset. So we're going to play with that next week. We'll be back next week.
So come on back and don't miss
Being here.